Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody, and happy Independence Day weekend as we kick off the big weekend here. And overnight, kind of a little bit of a surprise. It was something we were watching last night, that low pressure near the South Carolina coast. We had a tropical storm form, but it's not all doom and gloom on the coast. And I'm here to tell you why, because if you look at the satellite and radar together, there is Tropical Storm Colin. It is moving northeast at about 30, maybe, or excuse me, northeast at about 7 to 10, but it's got winds of about 30 to 35 miles an hour. Technically, it says 40, but it's hard to find wind speeds that have been that gusty. Most of the strong winds have been offshore. I'm going to stop the loop here and kind of show you that the strongest winds are actually out here offshore. So that's where we're seeing most of the tropical storm force winds. Along the coast, it's just a breezy day. In fact, there's not much rain on the coast, which is kind of interesting. When you see a system like this, you think, uh-oh, it's going to be a horrible, horrible weekend on the coast. Actually, not too bad. It doesn't look all that bad along the coast. I'm going to put the wind radii there. We'll put the forecast wind radii. So the blue is going to show you where the tropical storm force winds technically are, but I don't expect to see much of anything. Over the next 24 hours, this thing will be up near the Outer Banks by tomorrow morning, then offshore by the afternoon. So really today is the only day I would say that there's going to be somewhat of inclement weather along the coast as it pushes northeast. It should improve rapidly, but even on the coast right now, it's not all that bad. In fact, let's take a look at Myrtle Beach right now. This is the Ocean Creek Resort in North Myrtle. I mean, this is a live picture. There's a tropical storm offshore. There's people on the beach. The waves look pretty intense, though, I will tell you that. But look at the sun is out right there right now. Let's go down to Bar Harbor Resort. You can see down there pretty good waves as well, but the sun is out. A lot of people on the beach. So the waves, the surf, and the rip currents will likely be the biggest issue with this system as it moves up the coast. But what's probably a bigger impact for the weekend is this cold front to the north. You see that cold front up there? That's going to be sliding to the south. So when you look at the severe weather outlook today, along that front, there's a low to medium risk for severe weather. But tomorrow's severe weather outlook has most of the Carolinas in a low risk as well. Day 3, which is Independence Day, you don't see anything. So tomorrow will be a day to watch as that front gets close. The afternoon storms that develop on Sunday could be strong to severe. So let's take a look at our futurecast. So here's a look at what's going to happen later today. You can see our tropical storm Colin really kind of just sitting offshore. The worst weather is going to be off the coast, but we're watching the cold front to the northwest. That's kind of the bigger story. Look at the afternoon storms that develop in the mountains and foothills this afternoon. Look at the time up here. This is at 5 p.m. So that's your typical time that we'll watch for strong storms. But notice they're pretty scattered. The mountains and foothills, the lee area, which is just east of the mountains, will be the areas with the highest risk today. As we go through time, you can see some pretty good storms develop there. We'll go into the overnight hours. Things, could linger for a while. You see a couple showers and storms lingering near the Piedmont during the 11 p.m. to midnight time frame. We'll go into the overnight hours. There's Colin continuing to push up the coast, but notice all the rain and worse weather stays offshore, and we start turning our attention to this cold front sliding in from the north. We'll go through the morning hours, so Sunday morning looks fine. Even on the coast, things are starting to improve. We go into the afternoon hours, 4 o'clock. So this is 4 o'clock on Sunday. We start to see some pretty good storms develop here and there. And remember, this is the same time frame our severe weather outlook becomes low. We're in that low range, the yellow. So we'll go through time. You see by 6 o'clock. So this is why this is always a problem on the weekend like this. It's not going to storm the whole day. If you're at the lake, the beach, fishing, doing anything during the day, you're fine. It's when grilling time comes around that you got to be careful, because this is right around 6 o'clock. You see the storms become really prevalent from the coast all the way back to the mountains, and they kind of last for a while, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So those evening plans on Sunday are definitely the ones that are at most risk of being impacted by storms. And you can see going into the overnight hours, they linger for a while as we go into 4th of July morning. So this is 4th of July morning. We'll go through time, some lingering showers maybe in the first part of the day, but then things improve pretty quickly. And the reason you're seeing some of those showers linger in the morning, I don't think that's going to happen unless the front gets hung up. And that's the big question is, how far south does the front get on Monday morning to clear things out? But you can see by 7 p.m., this is, the 4th. The afternoon looks great. Let me back that up again. So we might wake up to some showers, maybe some clouds on the 4th. But as we go into the afternoon, things begin to dry out. And so by the evening hours, fireworks time, the big festivities, things look a little bit better. But I'll caution you, any time during the week, there's going to be the potential for a pop-up shower or storm. That's just kind of the forecast going forward here in the next 7 to 10 days as we kind of get stuck into that typical summer pattern. So, Colin, yeah, there's a tropical storm on the coast. Not a really big deal. It's going to be moving away. But everybody in the Carolinas, please be weather aware for those afternoon and evening hours. Make sure you have the WCNC app or some kind of app to give you warnings or alerts. And remember, rain and thunder is always a tough thing to deal with outside, but lightning is one of those things you got to take seriously. Head indoors before the rain gets there. Most people get hit by lightning are before and after the storm because people go to shelter when it's raining. They don't before and after, and that's when you're most susceptible to being hit by lightning. So have a safe holiday. I will post updates if anything should change, but beware, those afternoon and evening thunderstorms are going to be a recurring theme through the entire holiday weekend.